Hi guys, it's me. I know it's been a minute, but I haven't been on here very much. I just wanted to share some things with you. You know, God is so good no matter what situation we're in. And, I was thinking about it. This year has just been pretty devastating. I wasn't sure about a lot of things, and, my self esteem dropped a little bit, and I had to really embrace God's goodness in it. I had to be intentional about it because things were not going in the direction I wanted them to go. And, I just started thinking about it. And, I've done pretty much everything I wanted to do. When I was 8 years old, I knew that I would be a missionary. We were singing some song that said, please don't send me to Africa. I don't think I got what it takes. I'm just a man, I'm not a Tarzan. Don't like lions, gorillas, or snakes. And I was like, well, send me. I want to go, And so, like, ever since then. But I heard this, like, word, Aborigines. And at the time, I thought it was in Africa. Mind you, I'm young. And I found out later on in life that it was in Australia. And so, me and a friend finally took a trip to Australia after I'd done, gone to a lot of the places that I never knew I would end up going to. And I went there looking to see if there would be a way to go and, you know, visit the Aborigines. And so when we get there, I'm, hanging around Sydney with my friend, and, we're not quite able to go too far. And that week, though, it happened to be a celebration of the natives, of the Aborigines. And so I was able to get into a tent with a lady that was making a basket, and I was able to learn how to weave a basket and talk to some of them. And I feel like that goal was met, even though it didn't look like the way I thought it would look. I mean, I wanted to do ministry so bad. This guy was sitting on the street. He was begging, and I had a few dollars, and I was like, oh, I'll just, it's enough for bread and maybe a drink. So I'll go ahead and give this to him. And I go to give this guy on the street the money, and a car barely misses him, runs into a pole. He stands up and runs. I was like, okay, I guess I'm not going to be helping too many people right now. And so we end up back at the hostel that we were living in for the week, and I'm laying there, and I'm not feeling very good. I'm starting to feel the fatigue. And so as I'm sitting there, I feel like the Lord tells me, you're missing it. You're missing it. And so from then on, I just start embracing the beauty of Australia. It's somewhere I always wanted to go. And I was able to go, not just to do the Lord's work, but to go and experience a beautiful country and all the beauty that comes with it, the beautiful people, the beautiful natives, and everyone alike. It was just a wonderful experience. And so I was just embracing that and embracing the friend that came with me. I love her so much. And so I was sitting there and just enjoying what God has put on this earth. So I did get to see God do so many things. I'm going to share with you whenever I can, and I'm able to, some of the testimonies that I've seen. I have seen the deaf talk, or the deaf hear. I've heard the mute talk. I've seen so many things. I've seen backs straighten, goiters fall off, and tumors shrink up and dry. There's so many things that I've seen miraculously happen. And I believe the only way that that can happen is the supernatural will of God. And so I say all that to say that God does stuff in a different way than we expect. We think it's going to look one way, and it looks some way different than that. I had this dream, vision, call it what you will, when I was still somewhat healthy, only 5 or 6 years in. And I had this dream that I was laying on my bed, my hospital bed, and someone came to visit for prayer. And so I sat there and I prayed for them, and they were healed. And I was like, Lord, how's that possible? I'm sitting in my bed, I'm laying here, and I have zero authority to do anything. And in reality, he says, because it's my power, it's not yours. It's my power that heals things. It's my authority that heals things. It's me. It's my omnipotence. It's my all-knowing, all-seeing, all-present, omniscient God. It's his power that makes things happen. We just have to believe. We just have to believe. And I have to share this because this is what I believe God put me on this earth for. And that's simply to share that we're not perfect. In case you didn't know that. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. And so we needed back in the day to be sacrificing and have God receive our sacrifice in place of our sins. But instead, he sent his only son to be the ultimate sacrifice for us, so that we did not have to go through that anymore. So that all we had to do was believe in him, and then we would not die, but we would live for eternity with him. And I tell you, the most peace I ever have is when I am close to the Father. And so all you have to do is believe in Jesus, that he came, he died, and he rose again, and he's going to come back again. Y'all got to be ready. He's going to come back again, and he's going to recognize who believes in him and who does not. And he's going to take us up to glory, and then we'll no longer have pain and suffering and all of this. I just truly believe with my whole heart I could not have made it this 12 years without him. I don't know how anyone lives through this life without him. There's too much chaos. There's too much going on that, people are not kind anymore. People are not looking out for each other as much as they used to. And all we have to do is understand that this life is short compared to eternity. Like Paul says, even though I die, yet shall I live. And so I believe that with my whole heart. You believe what you choose to believe. As for me and my son and most of my family, we choose to believe that Lord is the Lord of Lords, that God is going to take care of us, that he protects us, that he allows us sometimes to go through things, but he's righteous, he's sovereign, he knows how to allow people to choose what they want to believe. But that means that if you don't, that's a whole nother subject. If you don't, I believe that's a whole nother subject. You gotta believe. And that's all it takes is a little bit of faith, and even you can see some of these things come to pass. I love you so much. Find your own way. I dare you to try it this way. I dare you to recognize who Christ is. It's someone that will protect you for the rest of your life and give you the strength to endure whatever happens in this world. I love you and take care. God bless you.